Hello, everybody. I'm actually in Northern California and we have a lot of wind and rain happening right now. So if you can hear anything in the background, that is why. So today I wanted to talk about what words to use when doing EFT, when using emotional freedom technique, which is also called tapping. If you've been hearing me talk at all, you know that's the first step, or was the first step on my journey. I still tap occasionally, and I believe it's a really, really powerful tool. In some cases, it does kind of open Pandora's box, and some people aren't ready for that. So you have to be ready for this work. Know that there are many EFT practitioners out there. So if you need help because it's too intensely emotional to do it yourself, then please find a practitioner and have them help you start the journey. And at some point, maybe you'll get to the place where you can do the work on your own, which is obviously a lot cheaper. So the biggest question I have people ask me is what words to use. They don't know what words to use when tapping. So the goal with EFT is to bring the emotions back up into the body because it's just stuck energy. So we want to activate that energy. Once we've activated it, then we can tap it out. We can actually release that energy from the nervous system of the body and have it be gone. Have it actually be gone from the body. So the words we're going to use are going to be words that are going to bring those emotions, that energy back up inside of us. So keep that in mind the whole time. That is the ultimate goal. Now, some of that energy is going to be conscious, right? We know that some memories of ours have energy, have emotions attached to them. There are other memories that we're no longer conscious of, right? We've suppressed it inside of us and we don't know it's there. We've forgotten it's there and we don't actually know how to access it. So what we do with EFT is we use the conscious part to help access the subconscious part. So if we have a memory, we can use that, use the words from the memory and the emotions we do have and tap on that. And as we do that, it opens up the subconscious mind so that we become aware of the energy that is stuck underneath. So that's what we're going to look for. If we have a story of something that's happened in the past, so a memory from the past that we want to work on, or something that happened this morning or yesterday, then we can use, I think they call it the story method. I don't know, it's just like telling a story. So imagine that you are telling an imaginary friend your story, someone who is absolutely unconditionally accepting, so that you can tell them the story in absolute detail. You can tell them everything that you remember about the story. Then those are the words you're going to be using as you tap. So you're going to start tapping, even though I've got this thing that happened yesterday that was very emotional for me. That's my truth in this moment, and it's okay that I feel that way. So say that once or twice or 3 times. Then you're going to start telling the story. You're imagining you're telling it to someone. I often tell people, just imagine you're calling me up and you're going to tell me exactly what it is that happened and what you want to, what's on your mind, what you want to tap on. Those are the words you use. Right? So this thing happened yesterday and I was out at a friend's house and we were sitting around chatting, and this friend said something to me that really felt like she was dagging a skewer into my heart. Those were the words, right? So that's the story that happened, and I would tell the story until some emotion came up. Then I'd work on that emotion, tap on that emotion, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. Tap on that emotion, then continue on with the story. I came home. It was so overwhelming. I had to cry. I let my tears out. I just couldn't deal with it. Whatever is that story, just continue that story until an ending place of the story. Then, and this is the key, then go back to the beginning again. Tap through the story again. Pretend you're telling someone in detail what happened. Tell it again. This time, maybe more details will come up that you'll remember, and you'll talk about those as well. Then the emotions will come up. They may have diminished slightly. If they haven't, or if there's more that come up, or there's still some emotions left, stop and tap on that emotion and then continue with the story. And then go back to the beginning again. Tell the story over and over again from beginning to end until you're totally bored with it, right? Till there's no emotion left. At that point, you know you've let it go. Now, when we're tapping on an emotion, we might use the words. So something like fear, scared, I'm afraid. Those are emotional words. So they're describing what we're feeling inside. So as we're tapping using those words, we're using the words to keep our focus on that feeling. Now, if we don't have a deep level of awareness, we just focus on the word, right? I'm afraid, or this fear. We focus on those words. If we can actually feel that emotion inside of us, then we're using the words to help us focus on that sensation inside. That's a deeper level of awareness. So if we're tapping on this fear, we might just keep talking about, I'm afraid, I'm just so afraid, I'm so afraid, I'm so afraid. Now, you want to get more detail if you can. So as you're tapping on this, I'm afraid, use the words to move around to find out where the intensity is. So what am I afraid of? I'm afraid of a tree falling on my house. I'm in the middle of a storm here, right? So what is that fear? I'm afraid of a tree falling on my house. I'm afraid of the power going out. I'm afraid of dying, right? That's a big one that's underneath a lot of these things. I'm afraid of being injured. I'm afraid of someone I know being hurt. I'm afraid of losing all my food. Whatever it is that I'm afraid of, those are the words I'd use, right? And keep, if there's an intensity in one of those phrases that's more than the others, tap on that until the intensity has gone down. Then maybe you can find something else. I'm afraid that one of my dogs is going to get hurt. I'm afraid my garage is going to flood. It did yesterday. So whatever it is, work with those words to keep your focus on the fear. Now, if you have a deeper level of awareness, so if you can feel physical sensations in the body, if you can feel emotions in the body, if you can feel pain in the body, then the words you're going to use are going to, again, focus on that in the body. So if I'm feeling fear in my chest, I can use the words, those words, this fear in my chest. And maybe it'll move around. It often moves around, right? So as you release this fear in my chest, maybe it moves up into my throat. And then I would tap on this fear in my throat, using the words to focus my senses on feeling that fear in my throat. Same with something like pain, right? If I feel some pain somewhere, maybe in my right kneecap, then the words I use are to focus my feeling, my senses on that pain in my right kneecap. So that's what I would be tapping on, the pain, this pain in my right kneecap. I can feel it right there. I like to use those words. I can feel it right there because when I say those words, I focus on that feeling. This pain in my right kneecap, it feels intense. It feels like a dagger. However it feels, you focus on it. You use the words to describe it, to allow and to keep your focus on it. And you keep going with those words. At some point, you might not need to use words anymore, and you can just focus on that feeling. Right? That is a deeper level of awareness. You're just using the words to help you develop that focus. Once you have that focus, you don't need to use words. You can just focus without words. But it takes a little while to get there. Now, if you have tears, if something brings up tears, some memory from the past brings up tears, they are a clear release of resistance, right? And I feel it's really good to get tears out. And I think all of the ones you have never shared are still stored inside, and they will come out if you find them. And that it's a huge release of energy because it takes a lot of energy to hold tears in. So if you can find a memory with tears, then the words you use, and this doesn't sound very nice, but it's to help. The words you use are whatever keep the tears coming. So you just keep using words that bring up the tears. And they might not be nice words, but they might be words that you've stored inside. So keep using those words, keep allowing the tears to flow, because they will stop. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like they will. It feels like they'll go on forever. But when they stop, or when you're ready to stop, stop and then come back to it another time. Because really, they will finish. They will all be shed, and you will feel lighter as a result. And remember, you can find a practitioner to help you do this if you want to. Okay, I really hope that helps when you're looking for words to tap with. And feel free to use me. Just imagine you're calling me up and telling me everything that's happened, but tap as you're doing it, right? That's the thing to do. Now, I didn't mention air tapping. Air tapping is very, very powerful. And the reason it's powerful, I think, is because different words come out of us. More the words that we have held inside that we have never released from the past before. So air tapping is when you imagine you have someone sitting on your lap. I'll turn a little sideways so you can see it more easily. Someone from your past, probably, and you have something that happened, something that happened with them, or a story you heard, and you have some thoughts and some things to say to them that you've not said to them before, or you were too afraid to say in person. So it might be a parent, might be a sibling, might be a work colleague, but you can tap on them. You can tap, and you're just imagining they're sitting here and you're tapping on their tapping points. But you can say to them whatever you want. So if a parent did something to you that you did not like, you can say whatever you want to, right? Probably things that you said in your mind before, maybe some swear words. You can get really angry with them. You can say those things that you never said before to them. And that helps get those words out of you that were stuck inside. It's different from tapping on yourself. You just tend to say different words, and people find it really powerful. You can also tap on a younger version of yourself. And I really encourage you to do this because it's, again, very powerful. So I've tapped on my little girl who was in the house fire when she was 3 or 4, and all the emotions that she went through as that little child, and the attention that she didn't get and she wanted to have, and all those things around that event. I tapped on myself about that, but I've tapped on her, I've tapped on my brother, I've tapped on my mother and my father from that same event to help open up the whole wound inside of me and clear out the whole event so that it's just a story and is not affecting me anymore. So again, you use the information that we talked about with the different words when we're tapping on someone else as well. Okay, I think that's it for today. I hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions, send me a message or put it in the comments and I will see if I can help. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye-bye.